Hello. Ugh. Hi, Internet. It's me, the Goblin Creature. Um, I realize that there are some people who don't actually know me who watch these. To my friends and family members. Uh, Wait. Sorry, I was trying to say that to my friends, you are my family, and I love you guys, and I appreciate that you reached out to me. Um, to the new people who started watching these, my name is Caden. And as I discussed in the first of the diaries I uploaded, I am a 22-year-old burnout autistic weirdo loser living in my parents' basement. Right now I'm very comfy in a bathrobe because I got up not too long ago like a little chud. But I got work today, so it's unfortunate. Means I gotta I gotta do things. I gotta put my people face on, you know. I don't mind it. I don't mind being social. Uh, I get to go out and be a little character, you know. Uh, pretend I'm like just pretend I'm someone else, you know. And when you're constantly like meeting new people, because I work customer service. To glamorize it, I basically work at the liquor store. Uh, um, I I meet a lot of people, and I've got a lot of like consistent people, like regulars. They're pretty cool. I get to be friendly with them, and I'm a little more real with them because when you see someone so often, but like not often enough to remember what character you're doing, you just got to start being yourself a little bit. Um, that's deranged to say out loud. Um, so whenever I meet people I don't know, especially like if I'm like carding someone and they're from out of state, I get to do whatever. I like putting on the big old cowboy voice and pretend I'm a southern hit boy, you know. Again, I don't know. I don't actually know. I don't know why you would know. I'm trying to explain this to people who don't know me. um, Vanity might be my greatest sin. That or greed or sloth or probably any of them. Um, Yeah, I was just I like working, customer service. I like talking to people. Gives me a chance to meet new people too. I made a couple friends that way, so that's kind of neat. Um, but there's anyone else who's worked customer service knows customer service knows that like the most selfish people of society will come forth to make things your problem. And sometimes it's because they've got no one else to reach out to. I guess, they're sad, they're old people. I guess I can't knock them for that. If the most they're doing is just like trying to have someone to talk to, I'm there. I like talking to people. I love standing there and just talking to people. I learned so much that way. Whether or not it's real stuff or crazy stuff. I met a flat earther for the first time the other day. Oh my goodness. I was in awe. I'd never actually met one. Like I live in a very hick like rural conservative part of the Midwest. Uh, and so like I'm used to the usual like Joe Biden's gonna overthrow the government kind of conspiracy theories or like we need to stock up on guns and munitions. But he was the first flat earther I had ever met, and I was talking to him and I was like, well, I mean, right? He's like, well, if ponds sit on top of plains of you know so if ponds and lakes are contained by the earth, what contains the oceans? And I was like, well, probably gravity, because gravity pulls stuff towards itself, and when you have so much water like that, it'll just hold itself towards itself. He's like, and then he was like, okay, then he looked at me and he dead ass said, oh, so you believe in gravity? Yeah, I do. um, oh, he was a riot. He started going off about like gravity and Newton were like also a conspiracy and it's to like control the populace. But I wasn't paying attention after that because I had to help someone else with something. So he started yapping at my coworker and she was like, yeah, he started talking about how the Earth is actually in God's eye and the firmament is like his iris and it was I don't know. I meet so many real life characters that it's kind of addictive. It's sort of like in the way that like scrolling is. Because scrolling hits your brain in like the gambling index. Uh, Look up what a Skinner box is. It's this. They put a pigeon in a box, and they did tests where the pigeon pushed buttons for food, and they found out that the pigeon, if he pushed the button and it gave him food every time, he pushed it like a lot of it, or like a medium amount. You know, whenever he's hungry, he'd push the button and he'd get food. And when the pigeon pushed the button and there was no food, he would just stop pressing the button. The pigeon wouldn't care. But if you took a pigeon, you put him in a room with a button that had a 50-50 chance of giving him food, the moment he figures out it's like a gambling mechanic, he goes nuts. He starts mashing that thing the whole time. The pigeons would actually the pigeons would hurt themselves pushing the button. Just because the gambling thing, it just triggers something in all animals' dopamine shit. Uh, so for me, it's sort of like my version of gambling in a way. I, I get to stand there, and the next person I talk to, they might be normal, might be really cool, might be a weirdo, in a bad way, uh, you know, and it's so exciting to just meet such a wide variety of different people, because not all of them are, such nasty, hateful, the world is some of them are kind of whimsical and magical in a way, uh, and it's so refreshing to talk to someone who just has a good attitude when every day everyone's always just so angry and upset all the time. At least that's why I'm trying to be like preppy and positive. I'm trying to look for good things in life because I've got a lot of bad things to dwell on. Uh, but those things already affect me. So if I let them affect me more, then it's worse. So the best thing I can do is try to only let them affect me in the first way. I don't know if that's kind of schizo, but that's the best way I can think of to describe it. I don't know. I grieved somewhat recently. Um, this is a little cringe to say. I was a big Cobes fan, King Cobra JFS. Um, and I would try and talk to him in his comments sometimes, and a couple times I got a response, and it was really cool because I was at a really lonely, downbeaten time in my life, and I was like, oh my gosh, Cobes is so funny. Look at this goofy guy. I can be his friend. Um, and this is so it was probably my fifth anniversary, I think. Um, me and my spouse, we were sitting down. We were we were a little drunk on wine. Uh, and I love her so much. She got so drunk she tried proposing to me while we were watching a King Cobra JFS live stream. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I was like, just try proposing to me while we're watching King Cob's JFS. And she was like, no. Like, clear, immediate, like, did you hear him yip? If he yips again, I'll go get him, because then it's urgent. Then he really wants it in. But right now, he's just giving sass. Um, Also, because I was on a roll and I don't want to interrupt you yet. Yeah, so she, 5 years in, she tries proposing while we're watching a King Cobra JFS video, and I ask her if she's serious, and I see the moment where like the realization hits, the wine clicks off and the brain clicks on. She's like, no, 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 I didn't, no, I didn't. I immediately go to his chat, like, Cobes, my wife is drunk and just tried proposing to me while we're watching your stream. And he looks at it, and and then he says something about trolls. I wasn't paying close attention because I didn't think he'd read my comment, because he gets a lot of them. And next thing you know, I realize I'm not getting any more responses to my comments on his comment section, like in his videos, and like I don't see anyone else in the little live stream chats reading my messages either. And that's my egocentrism, I'm center of the world. Everything is about me. No, it's not. Oh, he's barking. I'm a minor character. Speaking of, I don't want to bother my neighbors. I gotta let my dogs in. Hold on. Getting my bougie bathrobe back on because it's cold as hell down here. It was the door. It was the door. Don't bark, please. Please, Ruger, please. Please. It was the air pressure closing the door. Ruger, don't bark, please. Come, Ruger, please. These guys, they have such bad anxiety. They are so set off. They love to woof. Do you love woofing? See? You see him? He's alert. See, he's trying to wait for something to bark at. Because he's so anxious, he's going to come up with a problem. Ugh, you are just like me, aren't ya? Just like me. Okay. Too much. Hey. Trying to stay happy. Trying to. We are. Hey, 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 hey. They're both going. Do you hear them? That's them charging it up. That's them getting ready for a woof. Yes, yes, my sweet baby. It is safe. It is safe. If you scream in my ear, though, I will smack your bum. Thank you, son. See, he settled down. He's polite. He's a sir. I'm trying to see if I can get a good angle on him. You can see the bucket right behind me that fills when the walls leak. A lot of the walls leak. I need to cut out sections. I don't know if it's safe to leave down here or not. He's got his like face rested on my desk. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making fun of you. He's looking away now. Sorry, chat. There's no chat. This isn't live. Yeah, basically, what happened? Oh, I was like, weird. None of my comments are getting like seen or responded to. I wonder what's going on. And I looked up if you can get banned off of specific channels by the channel user. Yes. So I looked up how you could check for that. Go in incognito mode, go under a video that you left a comment on and see if your comment is there. I did. My comment wasn't there. None of my comments are there anymore. I got banned from Cobes' channel because he thought I was trolling him when I said my wife proposed to me during one of his live streams. He thought I was a troll. And I was like, ah, damn it. That's so funny. Because that's just who Josh was, right? He was a silly, goofy guy. And I was like, it's whatever. I can always just make a new account that's not blocked so I can contact him again. And maybe this time I can be more like real, like human. I can make it less of like a parasocial relationship. I could try like contacting his phone number, which he got his phone blown up with text all the time, and sometimes he respond to them. So maybe he respond to mine. I don't know. Or maybe I could get a hold of his Discord or something. But and I thought, I'll get that done at some point. Then Ozzy died, and that was a busy summer, and I was really worried about him, and I really should have done like the human thing, and I should have identified that this person was suffering and they needed a real human connection. Because I don't know, I should have tried reaching out to the fella. I liked him. I thought he was a cool guy. He was silly and unorthodox. He helped me get more used to uncomfortable looking people. But yeah, then a month after that, Josh Cobes himself died. So that really bummed me out. And that was like that's probably the closest thing to like real loss I have in like somewhat recent memory. Before my more recent issues. I don't know. I wonder if it like kind of helped emotionally prepare me for like putting on like my face, because I have a more recent loss, but I'm a lot better at putting on like my regular face or like my happy face, my talkative face, than I was when Josh died. I don't know. I'm better at keeping my emotions in until it's private. And I don't. I think that's something I learned from Josh's passing. Was to like calm down about it, because well, at first every time I'd think about him I'd cry a lot, but then I'd realize he wouldn't want that. So I'd try and learn how to smile and laugh. Um, 'Cause there were net positives, but when I try, sorry, net positives about his life. I mean, Josh's life. But I don't know. I keep thinking about my brother. He had a he had a very low quality of life. I think I'm going to cut this one short. I hope everyone is having a better day. I hope you love yourselves. Uh, Tell someone else you love them. Uh, I don't know. I'm a little disjointed. But I'll see you guys later.